We are with the First Descendant, and I don't normally do this for games, but I just want to talk about a issue I have with this game, and that being, well, before I even start, I just want to say I am no stranger to grinding for stuff. That's obviously this game to a T. Lots and lots of grinding. I mean, just for, testimonial, I've basically got every freaking ultimate weapon except for the Frost Watcher, only because I haven't really had the chance to try out the Death Stalker, or really, just working on other things. I've pretty much re-rolled every gun to have either firearm critical hit rate, weak point damage, firearm attack, or firearm critical hit damage, or rounds per magazine. I think I have about like half the weapons there, because I feel like those are the best weapon rolls anyway. I've pretty much catalyzed, I believe, half of the weapons, or a good majority of them anyway. Same thing with Descendants, well, Ultimate Descendants, because we all know that catalyzing a regular Descendant right now is not worth it, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I've done my fair share of grinding, which this game I feel like does a very good job with making the grind for ultimate weapons, any Descendants, I'd say pretty fair, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to get all this stuff, a couple hours, very few things where it took me multiple days. Like, I feel like everything was fairly decent, and I was able to get them relatively quick, you know what I mean? Working on Ultimate VS's weapons. Anyway, the real crux, or the real issue I have, is with the armor pieces. Basically, for the most part, I feel like the grind for these is not balanced whatsoever. And I mean the reactors and external components. You always want to go for, obviously, a god roll. I got this relatively, surprisingly, a lot quicker than I would have thought I would have, you know what I'm saying? Obviously just random. Well, I was farming, but I didn't think I'd get something like this. And before somebody says in the comment sections, "Oh, you idiot, it's dimension, it should have been tech." No, I was looking for dimension only because, void charge changes the third ability to dimension. Same thing with what is it, matrix recomputation changes it to dimension. So yeah, that's what I wanted. But anyway, the grind for these, or for the one that you want, is bad. And what I mean by that is not necessarily the mounting is half-baked, like I said earlier, or talked about. You should have either what you need to do is have one of three things happen: you being able to change all three mounting conditions, all right, to actually, give you the flexibility and freedom like you do with weapons and your Descendant. B, allow you to re-roll if you're not going to allow us to change, the first mounting condition. At least give people another system, just like the weapon re-roll system or the weapon readjustment. Allow people to re-roll the substats on a reactor for, whatever freaking materials you need. Or what you can do, since you just introduced this system, is build upon the mounting implementation, up it to, 4, mounting condition 4 or 5. Have up to 5 conditions or 4, you know what I'm saying? I feel like those would be nice avenues. I mean, I don't want everything to come easy in this game, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But the way this is set up now, this is still pretty bad. You have basically a 3 in, I believe there is, what is it? is that 25 ultimate weapons in the game. So you have a 3 and 25% or 25 chance, which I believe that works out to be around like 12%, 12.1%, or something like that. 12.1 something. Anyway, 12% chance, so a little bit more than a 1 in 10 chance to get the right mounting condition, which ain't bad, since you can, once you get to, hard mode, you can basically target farm the, the rounds or the weapon type, the elemental type, and the archetype. And granted, this is on a week-to-week basis, you know what I'm saying? So this stuff changes around. So you might be locked out of certain reactors for a week, which is good and bad at the same time. I feel like this could also use a rework. Like each map or whatever should have a dedicated way to get each and every, or certain maps should have certain reactors locked permanently, so you always have a chance to get whatever reactor you're looking for, even if the rotation for that week basically doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like dedicated drops for certain elemental types and, well, certain reactors. My bad. But anyway, so you have a 1 in basically 10 chance to get the right mounting condition. Not too bad. The crux, or the biggest issue, is the substat rolls. All right, there is 21, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 4, 8? Fuck, I fucked up. 4. God damn it. Anyway, whatever. There's 21. I'm pretty sure I counted correctly. 21 different substat rolls. So you would do 21 times 20. That is, I believe, 420. Then you would do that 420 times 3, because you can get any of those substats in purple or blue. So I believe that works out to be like, what, 1,260 different substat rolls. That is god awful. And you're looking for a specific one. Granted, you can work with some, play around with it by changing modules and stuff on the Descendant. But if you're looking for one particular one, you know what I'm saying? You have a 1 in 1,260 chance. That is, I guarantee, and even if you didn't want to take the 16 or the 1,260, you know what I'm saying, and you just bump that back down to 420, that is still less than a 1% chance to get the 2 rolls that you want. All right, that is astronomically bad and astronomically low. Thinking about this and using this as an example, you know how like extremely rare this is? To have rolled and gotten something like this is just like really, really rare. All right. One way to alleviate that too, and I'm gonna get to it, is I don't know who thought this was a good idea, or why. Well, I know why they probably put it in and just kept it in. I'm sure maybe somebody had spoke up and said it, but they said screw it. Why are we putting 2 different elemental types on a reactor? There isn't a single Descendant in this game that has 2 different elemental types at all. And what I mean by that is you cannot utilize a toxic skill power boost ratio with a burning reactor, because there isn't a single Descendant in the game as of now. I think what the last Descendant that they had dropped was Ultimate Freyna. There isn't a single Descendant that has dual elemental types. That could change in the future, but as of right now, there isn't. You should not be able to roll this junk, this garbage, this trash. All right? A burning reactor should only be able to roll a fire skill power boost ratio. Same thing with a toxic. Should only be able to roll with a toxic power boost skill ratio, chill with chill, electric with electric, non-attribute with non-attribute. That's basically eliminating 4 different options, which bumps that down to, I believe, what is it? It would be 17 times 16, so it'd be like 272, I believe. Yeah. Granted, your odds are still less than a 1% chance, but it'd be a little bit better, almost cutting that down to almost about closer to half, okay? It'd be so much better if you had smart loot, all right? Or just basically made it to where you didn't have garbage that can't be utilized to its fullest potential by anyone or by any descendant. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dumb that they allowed that to fly. You need smart loot, Nexon. My other gripe, same thing with this. This is a infiltration or a dungeon, or the equivalent of a dungeon set. All right. You can only get this dungeon set from the, said infiltration mission. Okay. But here's the kicker. You can only get it from the mission monster, the last portion of the dungeon or the final boss of that dungeon. Okay. And it has a chance to drop. Not 100% guaranteed. You have a chance. So you'll be doing runs that have a chance to drop the said piece. And you'll have runs where you get nothing. Why? That needs to either change. Either it needs to be 100% guaranteed. Because doing this for like the 600th time between the 2 infiltration missions that, these associated pieces are in is dumb to me. Is very dumb. And it makes it very grueling and hard and cruel, I feel like. Either A, what you could do is add the infiltration set pieces to the overworld for that map. So that way you can farm them without having to do, Summer Valley or Magister's Lab for the 1,000th time, Or B, change it to where each mob in that dungeon has a chance to drop the set piece. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't think they can. I could be wrong on that. Or C, allow for, there to be chests that you can, use Enzo or whatever to open the chest to have a chance to get set pieces or, extra loot. Because that is very grueling. The only way you can up this is by doing the 400%, where you basically fight 2 bosses in the dungeon. So you have 1 more drop chance. That on top of, using external components that have equipment drop rate increase modifier. But that's just a chance to get them to drop more, not to get to, the substat rolls that you want, which, obviously you want both gold, obviously. So just basically spitballing that. Or, same thing. You put in the system to reroll freaking stats on guns. Why not external components? You know what I'm saying? I can get behind grinding, materials to reroll the substats. Just spitballing, like the weapons and the descendants, like the systems that they set in place, perfect. They're good. They did a really amazing job. The other half of the equation, the reactors and external components, or the armor pieces, basically, they did a very poor job, in my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could quite literally grind for forever and not get what you want. You know what I'm saying? You just sifting through all the garbage. Like, I know metas change and stuff and whatnot. Like, this is another one I could have used. Nazistra's Devotion mounting. Look at that. Electric skill power boost ratio and singular skill power boost ratio, fusion skill power boost ratio, and electric skill power boost ratio. This would have been perfect on Bunny, but the mounting condition, not ideal for Bunny. You know, I wanted, what is it, Blue Beetle or Excava on, you know, Bunny. Stuff that synergizes well with the said Descendant. But when the mounting conditions is taken up, I don't like that. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me guys actually leave comments or any ideas you think I'm right or wrong. You feel they need to go ahead and put in more systems to allow you to have more customization, or basically another grind to alleviate another grind that you're doing, you know? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.